Helen Yee here in Hollywood, Florida. Always great to be joined by the legend, Mr. Urijah Faber. Now, always great to see you. I know you're here for Chad Mendes, and we spoke a while back. You told me he would be making his bare knuckle debut. He made it. He looked shredded at 155.8. How is he looking in your opinion?
I mean, Chad's a professional. When he's going to do something, he goes all in. So it was funny. We were laughing about the fact that he's cutting so hard to 155s, but he's been eating, he's been training, he's been loving life. So for him to be able to be in amazing shape and be at 155, I think it's going to be bad for the other guy. I mean, that guy's a powerful man, Chad Mendes, and he's like, the guy's like hitting stone. I feel like anybody that hits him is going to hurt themselves.
But even though his opponent missed weight by 5-6 pounds?
Yeah, and I talked to his opponent. His opponent was real respectful. He felt bad that he missed the weight. You know, Chad said just show up to the fight, and I think, you know, he's not happy about it, but at the end of the day, he's still fighting, so props to Chad.
And I know all his fans can't wait to see his return because we last saw him UFC 232 December 2018, and I saw him interview with the Schmo yesterday. He said he still has 3 fights with the UFC, but they kind of allowed him to do this. So in your opinion, what would you like to see for the future of Chad Mendes?
Well, Chad's a very fulfilled guy. I mean, he's got really successful businesses. He's living a life of passion. He's got his beautiful kids and wife. I'd like for him to have an amazing time doing this and see what it does for him. Maybe it lights a fire. Super thankful for Hunter and Dana and the guys at the UFC for allowing Chad. I mean, they gave him the green light to come over here and do this. So, you know, maybe this gets him back in the talks in the fight game over there too. Maybe he does this again. Maybe this is a one and done. You know, Chad's gonna, you know, do as he pleases and enjoy the process. That's what he's known for. So it's exciting though, you know, to see a competitor compete, especially a guy who's only 36 years old and in phenomenal shape. I hope it lights a fire for him.
Definitely, and he always fights the top guys like Alex Volkanovski. That was his last fight. Now he's going to be defending his title against Korean Zombie. How do you like that matchup?
I've trained with Korean Zombie a long time ago, and I think one of the best things about Korean Zombie is his stand-up is fluid and he's lanky. I think Volkanovski is going to have a little bit of an edge. Just the pressure, I think, is going to be a lot. He can really take a punch. He's a durable guy. So I'll probably lean towards Volkanovski, the champ, keeping the belt, but I'm excited for the fight. I mean, Korean Zombie is a fan favorite for a reason.
And you've seen it all. You're a legend of the sport. Someone else that has been making a lot of noise, Khamzat, I'm kind of curious to get your thoughts on his rise because there's talks that he may be fighting Gilbert Burns, that same fight card as Volkanovski and Korean Zombie.
Who is it?
Khamzat Chimaev.
Oh, yeah, that guy's beast. Yeah. I mean, well-deserved the hype. I mean, he's a savage, so I would love to see that fight. You know, I think... you know, these guys, sometimes it's like, oh, who's this? Doesn't deserve a shot, does this deserve a shot? That guy is going to come out of nowhere and do some big things. And we've seen it from our camp quite a bit where someone's virtually unknown and then becomes the champ. So I think it'd be a great fight.
Quite a few fights coming up for your fighters. For example, Xiaonan, she has a fight coming up against Marina Rodriguez. Even Mike Mallet, he's fighting Mickey Gall. I mean, there's always so much going on for you.
Yeah, we've got Corey McKenna's fighting in London. We've got Song Yadong fighting on the 12th in Las Vegas. We've got Slava Borshev's fighting at the end of March 26th. And Josh Emmett's going to be back in the mix. He's fighting. Macy Barber's scheduled. I mean, the list goes on and on. We've got a boatload of folks that are about to throw down, so it's going to be great. And Jan's been making huge improvements, and it's kind of unfortunate. I really like Marina a lot. She came and trained with us, and is a really sweet girl and a hard-working girl. And you know, Jan's been out 3 times now and made a longer stint this last one. So it's going to be a great fight between those two. It's number 3 and 4 in the world. It's going to be one that people need to tune in for sure.
But you've been staying busy, and like you mentioned, so many of those fights coming up, so you're kind of just living on the airplane, right?
I have not. I mean, I will be this next month in March, especially. I'm not going to be going to London. Unfortunately, with Corey, I wasn't able to go to that one. I'll be there for Jan and Song and for Slava all in March. So it's going to be a busy time for me. But we've got a great coaching staff. So we've got a lot of guys that are here, and divvying up the responsibilities with Danny Castillo and Joey Rodriguez and Fabio Prado and Chris Holdreth and all the guys that are helping out on the coaching staff have been amazing.
And lastly, someone else that we've talked about before, Cody Garbrandt. What do you make of just kind of his future as well?
I'm excited. I talked to Cody last night. I'm excited for him. I mean, I think, from what I understand, he's really getting settled in and kind of finding his way right now in his new place. We're going to see him back in Sacramento, obviously, and hope to see him. He's got his son with him at all times, which I love to see. And, it's hard at this highest level to really gauge, what's going to happen next. But for Cody, any day could be his day. He's the kind of athlete that can turn the switch, have an amazing day, and be right in title contention. And even on a big slide, he's the guy that everybody wants to fight still. And I'm hopeful that he gets right back on track where he needs to be.
He's definitely a fan favorite, as are you. So for all your fans, what would you like to let them know?
Just chilling at this moment. I know Cubby called me out last fight. I had it.
Oh yeah, he did.
And I always like doing stuff around my birthday. I've been out because of the COVID situation. Came back out of retirement. Fought in my hometown. Fought Jan, lost that fight, and so it's tempting. It sounds like a good time, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. What did Dana say?
Dana had randomly texted me like the day before Christmas just to like shoot the shit really, and mentioned Cub and about his beautiful family, etc., and his kids, and he had no idea that Cub had called me out the day before. So I mentioned it to him, and he goes, "Oh man, I had no idea." He called me, and we were laughing about it. But Cub's a guy I respect a lot. We were very close to fighting a couple different times, and who knows? I'm in there, mixing up with the young bucks and having a great time. So if I feel froggy, I would always be willing to jump.
Hey, Urijah Faber, Cub Swanson 2022.
Maybe, we'll see. Better be sooner than later for me.